Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for this week's question and answer video. My name is David. I'm a life coach and I'm here to try to answer your questions to help you heal from emotional trauma, mainly narcissistic abuse. So this is a weekly question and answer video. I do every single Monday. I'm answering people's questions from the last video last Monday. Any questions you have, please, I encourage you to go down below into the comment section. Ask me anything you want. I'll answer it next Monday in the next weekly video. Welcome new people, new viewers, new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it to support what I'm doing here by just touching a couple buttons. Touch one button and subscribe if you can. I'd really appreciate you. And you can do other things to help this if you want. If you think that this is beneficial to you and could benefit others, you can vote up or down below. You can tell me why down there. You can give us your location. And if you do ask questions, please give us your location. I like to know, and so do a lot of other people. To heal from emotional trauma is to really understand it. And if I can assist you with that, I'd really like to try. So you please try by asking me questions. I don't care about repeat questions. There's no bad questions. There's no stupid questions, just bad and stupid answers. So I'll try to do my best. And thank you very much. Okay. Before I get started with the questions, I'm going to recommend something. I do this every week. I recommend people or authors, books, speakers, supplements, things to assist you in sleep, anxiety, things like this. So this time, I'm going to recommend a sleep aid device made by Dodow, D-O-D-O-W. I saw another brand on here, the same thing on Amazon. The link will be down below. This is a thing about this big. It has a light. It emits to your ceiling and it pulses, and it says more than 500,000 users are falling asleep faster. What does it say real quick? It's a metronome with a light system that teaches you how to fall asleep naturally without taking any medicine. Nice, huh? Makes an excellent Christmas gift for the whole family. Tap the touch sensitive surface once for the 8-minute mode, twice for the 20-minute mode. At the end of the exercise, Dodow switches itself off. Someone who normally takes 60 minutes to fall asleep will take no more than 25 and will gain around 100 more hours of sleep per year. More than 500,000 people are already falling asleep with Dodow. Amongst them, those who have difficulties getting to sleep, aged 6 years and up, troubled thoughts, stress, restlessness, chronic insomnia, etc. I've never tried it. I've read the reviews. There's a couple of mixed reviews, but a lot of good ones. Things like this are just worth trying. Sleep is vitally important to recovery. Much of the trauma that you guys have endured has caused damage to your brain, and the only time we repair that is when we're sleeping. And it also really sets the mood for the next day. You guys have anxiety problems, concentration, focus, memory. We need sleep. That's why it's a primary need. One of the most important things to focus on. I do with my clients extremely. And so I would consider using one of these. You guys ever use something like this? Let me know. There are other products too that are similar. Look around. You are worth it. All right, let's get into the questions. Lots of good ones. As always, hopefully I'll give some good answers. Being me. I don't remember where you're from. Oh, and I told you that and you said it down here. Thank you. From Alabama. I have a lot of social anxiety after being raised by narcissist parents. I overthink things and filter my words in conversations to the point where I don't know what to say because I'm trying to avoid upsetting anyone or making myself look stupid. I'm trying to build a healthy social circle, but this keeps tripping me up when I talk to people. I expect people to treat me like my parents did. Any ideas how I could work through this? Well, let's heal from our past and from the trauma and things like this that hurt you in your past from your parents, okay? First, talk, and have support. Have somebody help guide you through this, okay? Someone, a professional, lots of professionals know how to do this because the single most important thing in our lives are relationships. And you've had relationship problems. We need to know how to have good relationships. And that will help you by learning how to have healthy, functional relationships. It'll give you a little bit of courage, a little bit of confidence. These are things that have been programmed to us to react this way, to feel this way. By having new experiences that go better, it will help train our brain, help fix and change thought patterns and reactions. So social anxiety, just to give you a couple tips. You are in control. You don't have to do anything. When we show up to an event, before we walk in, it tends to start to kick in, right? You can stop, pull away, come back, regroup. You can do that anytime while you're out in society, in a group. If you commit yourself to going inside somewhere, a party or a get together, or a meeting, be able to take a break, know that you can go outside and regroup. 2, know that other people are self-aware, self-conscious, maybe even anxious about how they look, about if they're accepted in a group too, okay? Not everybody's just focusing on you, even if they look at you. Everybody is self-conscious in groups a little bit to some degree because it is so important that we're accepted. Nobody wants to not be accepted in a group, okay? And that's what's happening. Engage. Biggest thing. Biggest thing. If you guys notice when you're somewhere out in public or even in your, like a family or something, and no one's including you in the conversation, we feel really lonely. We could start getting anxious. And the second we start engaging and talking to someone, it starts getting better. That's why we go to a group or a meeting or some function, and we're usually more anxious in the beginning than at the end because we start engaging, start talking to people, opening up, and realize that they aren't going to hate me or reject me and things like this. These experiences, where not just positive, but just go okay, not negative, will help you start retraining your brain, give you a little confidence, and not feel so anxious. Another good thing to do is go out in society by yourself. Find places where nobody will engage with you. We tend to feel less anxious. So maybe go sit in a cafe or a restaurant, movie theaters, things like this, and do something on your own. I usually try to get clients to like go to some public setting and have something to do, whether it's reading, look in your computer and stuff like this. And you just build up this, it just becomes more and more comfortable, okay? Because again, you're not having bad experiences. Okay, good luck. Let me know what you think and how it goes. Kira, Isla, Leon, Ferry, the green one. I don't know where you're from. Please tell us your locations. People, thank you. Advice, please, for those of us who have been ghosted by a narcissistic partner for a prolonged period, 7 months, and successfully in the process of letting go and healing through absolutely no contact and enjoying life, only to be suddenly and repeatedly harangued via text and voicemail to reconnect, in spite of blocking, deleting every new number that appears, with the emotional bonds completely severed and absolutely no desire to get back on the devastating merry-go-round. How does one deal with the stress of being stalked that does not include having a conversation with the perpetrator? Because to do so would be construed as an invitation to resume the abusive relationship. Okay, sorry you're going through this. Big time stress. We need support. We need support. I hope you have friends or family, professional, there for you. So be aware of what you are doing, for one. You may be reacting and not even aware of it. You may be picking up the phone and saying, stop calling me, stop calling me, stop calling me. And that's all it takes. So make sure they get no reaction from you at all. This is a great time to block everything. Get off social media. Don't sit there and think, oh, they saw me delete my account, so they're going to think I did it for them. Who cares what they think? Who cares how they feel anymore? Who cares about anything about them? It's all about you. We're not going to do things for them, because of them, things like this. Okay? This is called harassment, which is unwanted attention, and it's illegal. It doesn't matter if this was your husband. It doesn't matter if it was your priest, your father, your teacher, your therapist. It doesn't matter. We can't do this to people, okay? So go talk to a lawyer. You may be able to talk to one for free. There are quick little fixes that usually happen that they'll do. They'll write a threat letter, a cease and desist letter, things like this. They may get authorities involved. It's always good to go make a police report. We're just filing a report. It doesn't do anything. It just, hopefully for you, if anything does happen in the future or these police reports start building up, we start now having a legitimate case. Document everything. We date and time stamp. Write a line of what happened. And most important, write the emotional reaction you have. Write several emotions. Can't sleep, anxious, nervous, depressed, scared. Okay, start writing this down, and that's documentation. But speak to a lawyer. Okay, this is a legal matter. I don't really want to give you too much more legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. Have them do that. And it usually always feels better when we talk to a lawyer and we find out our rights, okay? Because this is not allowed to happen. So that's that right there. You can nip it in the butt if you can just go see a lawyer, okay? Because they can't do this. If they continue to do it, then there's criminal charges. There's all kinds of different criminal charges that can happen. Okay, good luck if your name's Kira. And I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. This is a lot of stress. And so you treat yourself accordingly to how our bodies react to stress, all right? Take your vitamins, take your supplements, exercise, talk to people, get support, okay? Good luck. I'm sorry. Jennifer, from the United Kingdom. Hi, David. Good to see you. Hi. Therapy Wednesday. Latest book, Trauma and Recovery by Judith Herman. Thank you. I looked it up. Lots of good responses. I mean, just really, really good. All 5 stars. I'm going to look right now on Amazon. Oh, I can't right now. But Trauma and Recovery, the Aftermath of Violence from Domestic Abuse to Political Terror. Paperback came out 2015 for $15. You can find the link down there to Amazon in the description box, okay? And that's it. Thank you, Jennifer, very much. Good to see you. Thanks for being so active here. I appreciate it, and the recommendations. Ben here again from South Florida. Hi, Ben, again. I thought I'd ask a question. This past week was my birthday. Happy birthday. I turned 38. I spent it by myself and enjoyed my own company for once. Great. Great. I don't like isolating, especially recovering from trauma and stuff, but one important thing is to be able to spend time alone and enjoy it. Not just be alone, isolating and scared, anxious, lonely, alone. No, you enjoyed your own company. Great. That means you're in good company. Not all of us are when we're alone. My father, who was my main abuser, did not call me or text me happy birthday. Neither did anyone in my family. Gosh, I'm sorry. I took it on the chin and I just tell myself they're just sick and it's all a game to them. My question is, why do I still feel guilty for enjoying myself when alone? Like I am doing something wrong. I know it's my program, so I try to live in the present and remember days and holidays like my past birthday where I didn't get a phone call and it snaps you back to reality. I started to put my money aside for my health, and I need to be more responsible because financial intelligence was never taught to me, even by my father, or emotional intelligence, who is an accountant. I hope your holiday is going well. Mr. David, thank you for all you. Thank you very much. And happy birthday. And I hope your holidays go well too. This kind of programming, like I was speaking about before, same thing. Same thing. We need to break this, and we make different choices, and it starts with being super, super self-aware. Okay? So start writing down a plan. Start writing, here's the 5 things that make up who we are, right? The major 5 things. And one of them, big time, is what we want. So write down everything you want and make a plan. And that plan can change every day. But we stay focused by keeping it right in front of us and reminding ourselves, understanding why you feel this way. You said it's programming. It is. It's codependency, and it's narcissistic parenting. So your narcissistic parents, I'm not calling narcissists, narcissistic parents, made it all about them. All about them. So anything you try to do for yourself is selfish and wrong and bad. And you should always think about them first. So we're going to stop, and we're always going to think about ourselves first. And we might have lost ourselves a little bit. We might not have a good, stable sense of who we are. And so we start tuning in on this, right? Know what you need. Know how you feel every day. Ask yourself these questions. Write them down daily. Know exactly what you want. Have that plan. Know what you value. Write down everything you value in life. Start with morals and your opinion. Start giving your opinion on things. This changes over time. You've been programmed, and you can deprogram. Okay? Just realize that we got to start making different choices. All right? Take your time. Take your time. When you're about to make a decision, ask yourself, is this my parents talking? Is this my shame? Is this my guilt and my fear? Or is this me and how I feel and what I want and what I need? Okay? I hope that helps. Professional help is always key, always number one. You get to talk to somebody, and they get to keep you on course. Okay? Are you, asking questions? You sure that's what you wanted, or is that what your dad wants? And sometimes we need that. We're not totally conscious and aware of everything, right, of our lives. People help us with that. Good luck. Thank you. Rory. Hi, Rory. Your question the other day, from Ohio. Rory from Ohio. Your question the other day about dating sites got me to thinking about dating in general. At my age, it definitely would be different. Taking a long time to get to know someone is good, but not too long. LOL. Having some morals, a kind heart, very important. A love for life and some adventure, just not skydiving or swimming with sharks. Companionship. Financial integrity. I am financially secure in my own right, although having children at my age would be a miracle. It's a miracle, I believe, for others to enjoy. My question to you, Dave, I think you had children already. My question to you, David, is what would dating at the age of 71 be like? Paint me a picture with your words, hand gestures, expressions like only David D could do. Thank you for all your support over the years. Thank you for all your support, Rory. Thank you very much. Well, I wouldn't know what 71 in dating looks like because I'm not 71. But what's really important, Rory, is you know exactly what you want. You know what you like. You know what you don't like. And I have everybody start, my clients, I think I've had every client start with a standard list. Do you know your standards? Are they very clear to you? Are there many? Because I don't know how anybody doesn't have any standards or just a few standards. You're setting yourself up. Have a bunch of standards because that's your self-worth. That's where it starts. We got to have high self-worth to start dating, because if we don't, we're going to date somebody with low self-worth. Wherever we're at is where we're going to find somebody, okay? So it's all work on you. Be very clear what you want, what you value, what's a deal breaker, things like this that people must have. And then what kind of a person do you want to date? You've named some really good examples right here of things you don't want, things you do want. Be very clear on that. And I always recommend to find interest in your life and seek them out in ways that you can add people to it. So I want to learn Spanish. I can take Spanish courses online by myself and do nothing with it. Or I can take a Spanish class somewhere with other people in a goal to go to South America, to Brazil, and speak it, okay? Little different dialects, but I think they're mostly Portuguese, I think. But you know what I mean, okay? And so seek out these interests that make life interesting. You'll find interesting people, the shared interests that you have. You'll be more interesting of a person. I hope that helps. That's kind of where I start people on dating, and I don't think it matters what age we do this. It all applies to the same. But 71 is going to be different than 31, isn't it? The kind of things you want to do and don't do. Maybe you did want to go skydiving, Rory, 40 years ago, but you don't want to anymore. And so why would you date somebody else that wants to, right? We compromise a little bit. We compromise. Always has to compromise in relationships, but we never compromise our morals, okay? Good luck, Rory. Emily from South Africa. Hi, Emily. I'm trying to find a therapist, called for a session with 3 already. Every time they refuse to believe me that my parents are narcissistic and tell me that I have to buy into the fact that I have GAD and to stop talking about my parents. Still looking for a therapist that I can talk about everything. Very, very common when looking for therapists, and I recommend them every single video pretty much. There's lots of good ones. Lots of good ones. I have clients all over the world. I've heard and seen great therapists in Mexico to Canada to South Africa. Really, I have in South Africa to all over Europe and Asia. I'm not kidding. United Kingdom. There are great ones everywhere. We have to find them, be diligent, and not give up, okay? That's awful that they tell you that your parents are not narcissistic, like they know. I mean, they only can go by what you tell them. And you're telling them they're narcissistic, and they're saying, no, they're not. And therapists like this solidify the illusion that your parents raised you under, that all that matters is them, not you. Don't be selfish. You're bad. And this is why you feel like this, Emily, when you feel guilty for leaving and stuff. This is what I did. I looked up emotional trauma therapists in South Africa. I came up with the Trauma Clinic on 7 Summerlee Road in Kenilworth. Elma Bartlett, marriage, family, and trauma therapist on 38 West Meath Road. I looked up Josie, Jozi, counseling, 148 Oak Avenue in Randburg. And then I looked up Julie Schill, trauma counselor and EMDR therapist in Johannesburg, 40 Long Avenue, Glen Hazel, Johannesburg. So I don't know where you're located in South Africa, but there are places, there are people that can help you, Emily. Don't give up, okay? I think I'm going to help you here in a second. Yeah, you have another question too. Okay, another one from Emily. I tend to talk to myself in my head and imagine that I'm talking to other people. Oh my gosh, you do that, Emily? I do too. I like to think of scenarios before they happen. I like to ask my question that I'm nervous about asking somebody, and I try to think of what they'll say and stuff like this. It's okay, but let me keep going. You imagine that you're talking to people, or that I am doing something now that I either didn't do in the past or still have to do in the future. I do this especially when I'm tired. I'm not sure if this is closer to rumination or a type of OCD. It feels weird, like I zone out. Is there anything I can do to make it stop? Well, I don't know exactly what you're talking about exactly. And I always wonder, a lot of us have problems with dissociating. These might be forms of dissociation. I would need to know more, and I'm not a therapist and can't diagnose you. So when you find your therapist, Emily, these are questions you have for her or him, okay? OCD is extremely common growing up with emotional trauma. Extremely, extremely. We all have the tendencies. And this could be obsessing, compulsing, but this comes with trauma. I think, Emily, you asked me a lot of questions about your traumas, and I can't stress enough that CPTSD is an umbrella term for every single thing you ask me, everything. And I'm not saying you asked me about eating disorders, but eating disorders and addictions and dissociating and anxiety and generalized and social anxiety and obsessive and compulsing, depression, if I didn't say that already, nightmares, just can't concentrate, focus, hyperactive, hypervigilance. It's all CPTSD, Emily. So you're just asking me little tiny factions. What is this called? What is that called? And sometimes you're asking me to diagnose you, and I couldn't even in front of me. I don't diagnose anybody. I'm just a life coach. So these are questions to ask your mental health practitioner, okay? And even stuff like this, I can't help in questions. It gets a little difficult. I would need to ask you more questions and stuff like this, okay? But thank you. Keep asking me questions, Emily. I encourage you to, and I appreciate your questions. Some of them I'm just not able to answer, okay? But sounds like dissociating, obsessing, ruminating, and, concentration, like I said before, concentration, focus, attention span, memory, all deeply affected by traumas, especially prolonged trauma like CPTSD. So it's just everything you speak of is common, if that helps. And they all need to be dealt with, but the main term is CPTSD, okay? Thank you, Emily. And you have one last question. What do you call the word that means that because of the constant emotional stress, you have difficulty in memory in general? Well, it's called CPTSD. Memory lapse, dissociation, post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay? Thank you, Emily. Jennifer, my therapist says I've a chemical imbalance. It's easier to understand. Jennifer, United Kingdom. In the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about chemical imbalance, and it's what it is. Somebody gave me a hard time and said that it's a old term or something. I don't know. Whatever helps us understand things, I'm going to use it. But thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, I truly believe CPTSD is a chemical imbalance. Yeah, I don't need to explain it again. David, from Jennifer again. David, when we hug each other, in what way does touch help us? Thank you, Jennifer. Well, we're the most social animals in the world. We have to touch. And the more mature, emotionally mature we are, the more we touch. That's why women love to touch. Hi. Oh, hey. Hey. And men, what did they say? I heard female friends stand face to face, male friends stand shoulder to shoulder. I thought that was kind of cool. I heard that recently. Men tend to not touch, maybe this slap on the back, right? Slap on the butt. But we need to, and it helps calm us. It helps soothe us. It releases oxytocin, which most of you are extremely low in, if you have any. This raises oxytocin, looking in people's eyes, talking to them, hugging them, touching them, saying, I love you, giving gifts. Do it, do it, do it, do it. All of you out there, okay? This will heal you. Thank you, Jennifer. I hope that makes sense. If not, please tell me. And it's that's it. Little short today, which is fine. Maybe I should have elaborated or could have elaborated more in my answers. But please, all of you, please keep asking questions. Ask as many as you can. Be involved. Leave your experiences and comments down below. Interact with each other. My videos are only half of the source of information. The other half are your comments. So I really appreciate them. I really, really do. Not just saying that, and I'm not just answering people's comments and questions, every single one I try. It's to be involved more. It helps you and it helps others, okay? So thank you. Anybody want coaching? You can find me at daviddemars.com. And what else? Love yourself first, right? Keep going through the holidays. Doesn't matter what you do, only how you feel. You don't have to do anything. You don't owe anybody anything. This is a great time to start with boundaries. One of the worst things I hate, and I found myself doing this so many years, one thing probably the biggest thing I hate about holidays is I've been single for a lot of my adult life, you know, and I haven't had family. I left my family when I was at 17. And so I get these kind of pity invitations, and they don't understand. I don't want to go to families I don't know for the holidays. I can't think of anything worse. You know what I mean? Hi, nice to meet you. Hi, I'm David. And it's just pointless to me. I'll hang out with you tomorrow, you know, over the weekend or something. But Christmas, and I've worked so hard in my life. I've worked so hard. I've had so many crazy management jobs where I've worked up to 90 hours a week and no days off for months. I always had to work holidays, always. And because I was single, because I didn't have family, I'd give my employees days off and work for them for the holidays, let them, and you got a family, okay, you got children, go home, you know. And so I hold it, they're really important to me. They're really valuable. I hold it, I can't wait for them. And sometimes I just want to do nothing. I want to watch Christmas shows or cartoons, you know, and sit around, eat food in bed. That's sometimes all I want to do. Sometimes I want to, with my dog and I, cook a big, you know, whole dinner just for her and I, and we open up presents together. I let her open up her presents. But it doesn't matter what you do. You don't have to do anything. And if you don't do anything this year, it kind of builds it up a little bit more for next year, right? No lights, no trees, no presents, no this. It's that much more special. You go 2 years. Just get through it. Just get through it. It's another day. It's almost over. Okay? Not much longer. Thank you all. Love yourself again. All right. Bye-bye. See you next week. Ask questions.